Today is Friday, and not only Friday, it is the 4th of July, which is the most American holiday, and behind me are the most American chainsaws, and we're gonna be testing them on the most dense wood America has to offer, the hickory. Come on.
This video is a buyer's guide to help you, Mr. Customer, pick out your next Stihl chainsaw under $300.
Let's get into it.
So the first saw up is the least expensive, the MS162. This is $199.
Okay, but before we get into it, first, sunscreen. Gotta be safe. Beacamus Maximus Deploydamus. Bang.
All right.
You look good. You missed the most important piece. Why would they do that? I want protection there.
This is a 1.6 horsepower saw, and like all of the saws in our review today, it has a 16-inch bar and chain. We are going to be cutting this rather large tree behind us.
It's about that big.
It's about that big around. This would be beyond recommendation right here. You know, we're going to be cutting in like this, and we're not going to be able to get all the way through. But we're going to really put this saw to the test, and then our next saw has a little more horsepower. We're going to be able to see if that horsepower helps. We know this is painful to watch, but hang in there. We have bigger saws coming. We're showing you how this saw is too small. It's some hardwood. It's giving this 1.6 horsepower a little bit of trouble. We're gonna keep going though, we'll get through it. So what just happened there is something that happens all across the country every day. People go and they spend $199. They come home to take down this big dead tree, and they realize that they underbought. They didn't get enough saw. This is $229. This is the next size up in the Stihl lineup. This is still a 16-inch bar, but it's putting out 1.9 horsepower. Still has side access tensioner. But now we have easy start. This rewind sticks up and you pull it a little differently. Just nice and easy.
Who would this saw be intended for? I mean, other than if you had a slightly bigger tree, that's obvious, but some of these features are more than just more horsepower. What are they?
I mean, really it's just the easy start would make it so the whole family could start the saw. Not
from
just
grandpa
the biggest
to the wifey.
Alpha male, you know?
Right.
Let's see if 1.9 horsepower feels a little bit better in this cut. Did y'all see how much easier this saw handled that wood? The 1.9 horsepower, an extra $30, and it could make a cut like this for you when you get it home. All right, we're back to the saw that we started with at $199. We found that on the big felling cut that this didn't quite have enough horsepower to get the job done. But now that we're on the ground and we're looking at some more like 10-inch, 11, 12-inch cuts, we're gonna put it back in action, see how it does on these. right, now we're back with my preferred, the 172 that we used to complete the felling cut and drop this tree. In just a moment, we're gonna pull out our third saw. We're gonna get this log rolled onto the ground real quick. All right.
My turn. Okay, so far we've been using the 162 and the 172. In my hand, I have something different. Stu, what is this and what makes it different, better? We're still in that 300 and less category. What are we working with here today?
These are our last two saws. So this saw here, the 182, is $249. And then we have the 182C, which is $289. The C has an easy start mechanism, and it also has an easy toolless chain adjustment,
which is pretty convenient. This one has a standard nut and screw adjuster. This you could be out in the field, have a loose chain and adjust it without any tool. Right now I have a tool in my back pocket, which is what I'd have to do to adjust the chain currently.
So we are actually not going to be cutting with the C model today because they have the same engine. So they're going to have the same cutting performance. They are rated at 2 horsepower.
Ooh.
And 16-inch bar, but this is actually using the thicker 50 gauge chain. So this would be a 63-55 chain on these saws here.
That was a good little sesh right there.
All right, so we cut with a 162, a 172, and a 182. 199, 229, 249, and then the special 182 at 289.
Nice.
MS162 at 199.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Should we ever sell one of those to anyone?
I think there is a person for that. I think it's a great round the yard tree, mostly like clean up branches, down storm limbs, that sort of stuff. Anything less than that.
Yeah.
I felt like that saw was adequate. It had a nice chain adjuster on there. It still had the steel quality, but it was just too small for this big stuff. Too small. If you're gonna cut a tree down, buy a bigger saw.
This was fine, but beyond that, no good.
Exactly.
So the next saw,
Yeah.
MS172, is $229. It's $30 more.
Yep.
It's 0.3 more horsepower. Instead of 1.6, it's 1.9.
Yes.
And it has easy start. Is that a good $30 to spend?
100%. $229, totally worth it. The 172 felt strong. I liked the features it had.
Yeah.
I loved it. And it handled, I cut all those branches. That was a saw I picked to do all the branches in the background.
Yeah.
And it handled them with ease. You could cut the bigger stuff a little slower. It could handle it, but it was starting to get out of its depth in the big stuff.
So then 182 is $249, and now you lose easy start, but you get some metal bumper spikes.
Oh yeah.
And you get the thicker barn chain. Still 16-inch, but this is a chain that allows you to run an aggressive chain that will plunge cut.
Yeah.
So $20 more, and you lose easy start. What do you do? Which one would you buy?
Well, as a young 35-year-old, I think I could handle no easy start.
Yep.
I like the little more power. I like the metal bump spikes.
Yep.
I like all those things.
Yep.
And I think I would probably go 182. That would be my preferred choice.
I would too.
Yeah.
182.
182.
Sure. All day.
And I think it's totally worth the bump in price. I mean, it is definitely more power, 100%.
Yeah.
But there was one more option, right?
And then there's a fourth option. We didn't talk about it too much, and we didn't cut with it because it's the same motor as the 182. This is the 182C, and it's actually a 182C-BE. It has an easy starter, so spring-loaded easy start like the 172, but it additionally has toolless chain tensioner.
Very nice.
This is a very nice feature. It's a very durable feature. We don't see it break hardly at all. And this is right for a lot of people that don't want to worry themselves with the tool. It's just loosen this up.
Carrying around a scrunch, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. So we were saying earlier that this would be the one our dad would buy.
Yeah, if you were like out hunting and you needed a great saw that's not going to hurt your shoulder and you don't need to bring the tool with you, it's just going to work, that's the saw. It's super easy to pull. It's very powerful. It's a little simpler and easier to handle. You don't have to have any accessories with it. So I like that saw. If you had to pick between them, which one would you buy out of all four of these? Which one would you buy?
I would go 182 standard.
That's exactly what I'd buy too.
I could handle the adjuster. I could handle the start. I'd get the power.
Yeah.
Save the 40 bucks.
Okay, so I completely agree. I would buy just a standard 182. I saw you bust out the 250. Why'd you do that? What's the deal?
Well, we were able to drop the tree with a 172, but it was tough. And the bottom of the trunk was really wide, and there were some cuts where it fanned out where we couldn't slice it with 16-inch. So we pulled out a 250. We brought one with us. We love that saw. And we have another video coming out for you soon. Best saw under 400. It will feature the MS250, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Otherwise, thanks so much for watching today. We got to get out of the sun.
Thank you, guys.
See you next week.
See ya.